What's up, party people? It's your boy J-Mont back again. Today we're going to be discussing the Brittany Renner and DJ Akademiks interview with FreshandFit. So where should I start? First of all, I thought that was going to be some spicy meatballs in that interview. Like, they released a promo clip that literally the title on, like, you look at reactions, there's a short clip of the promo. It just says Brittany Renner goes off on Fresh and Fit. I ain't gonna lie, before I reacted, I just like, you know what? I'm not gonna be a fool and just go off initial clips. I'm gonna go back and listen to the whole interview. So I went and listened to about a 2 hour interview with Brittany Renner and Fresh and Fit, with DJ Akademiks hosting as the medium, and I have to say, it was really constructive because here's the thing: the clip that's getting a hot fire level right now, it was a small segment of the interview. And by I say small, I mean very small because they had a very constructive interview. For instance, Brittany's Renner comment that went viral, that's going viral right now, especially on World Star, YouTube, and all this stuff, literally, it was like a burst of emotion, like all this negative stereotype that she has consumed about Fresh and Fit via social media and how they talked about her. But then they reiterated what they said and very clarified to her. And then she was like you can tell after they clarified that she had no more smoke for them. She was like, "Oh, that's what they meant." Uh, like Myron literally had to say it about, I don't know, 8 times just to keep. Like in the interview, he kept clarifying what he meant because thinking about it, most of these women go off how they feel. So he had to just put it in perspective so they can think about before they feel it. You understand? Like if you say something outlandish, like Tasha K did with Cardi B, like you have her, I don't want to say because I want to get sued, but the word. And then it comes out in video that when she was the video say like I don't have it, like Cardi B saying, but I do have a cold sore, and they was like wait, you see the mix up, and there was no clarification. If Cynthia G kept saying, "Hey, Cardi B has a cold sore, you don't kiss that mouth with a cold," and you're looking into what a cold sore is and all this other stuff, you understand? So basically, the fire debate between City Girl and City Boy that I was expecting between Fresh and Fit and Brittany Renner didn't happen. What happened was a very constructive conversation about the interdynamic relationships between men and women and how we date. I would advise people to go back and listen to the whole podcast because I actually, after listening to the podcast, I went on some of these channels that did reactions to it because I was like, I'm gonna do a reaction. Let me scope out my competition like a smart business person, right? And Lord help me, they were so trash. No. They were criticizing F and F about their positions. And after listening to them, I can honestly say they did not watch the whole interview. What they did watch was the clip. And what I did see was like, you're taking the clip out of context. And what Brittany Renner said towards the end of the podcast made me really just count these guys as, I would say, part of the problem that we have today as in society, that they don't listen. She said, "Shut up and listen." Quote. Towards the end of the podcast, so if you'll figure it out if you go back and watch it yourself. And in this interview, you can see the perspective between Myron, Fresh, Akademiks, and Brittany, because they listened to each other point. And Brittany was open because they kept going back. So here's what she said. My personal thing about this interview. It was instead of a fire interview, it was more of a think piece about city boys and city girls and how internet dynamic relationship work and how we need to understand how modern society and how all these privileges we have affected us when it comes to mating, selecting, and all this other stuff. So Brittany said that PJ cheated on her. Now, here's the thing I didn't hear them talk about through the whole interviews was this. She got with a younger man. who's a basketball player, and she didn't expect him to have intercourse with women. I'm like, here's the thing. Myron was like, hey, he just cheated. Look at who he is. He's a high earning man. NBA, black. He has the height, he has the money, he has the fame, he has everything you want, and he just cheated on you. He didn't bring a baby outside their relationship. And you have to look at who she is. She's significantly older. She seems like she gives off this like super sweet attitude that I'm like, I don't even know if that is real. Then I don't understand her media uh, persona, because if you look at, I put two pictures up. One, when she was on the interview, look at her. She has wearing a beanie. She's wearing a full jumpsuit. She's not showing anything. And this is what she posted a couple, I think, weeks or days ago. A video of her on her knees after after intercourse or sexual acts with somebody, showing that she got it in. And then her dressed in that dancing. So she's saying, I want to be a monogamous relationship with a husband, but then showing this on social media. And this is not within a year time frame. This is a couple of weeks. So this shows me that she might say one thing, but her actions say another. So it's the same thing where the happy couple, that they're so sweet, they're so kind, and you find out they're in a swinger club and BTSM. You don't know everything behind a relationship. But if she's like this in the public eye, she can invoke sympathy, she's not that bad. But then you see her in the public eye doing this as well. You have to think what she does behind the scenes in a relationship. Like, she can be sweet, but then she can be cruel too, because she can learn this person, be the kindest person, but then say the things that will break a man down. Because words have a way of destroying men who aren't prepared. Let's get back to the subject. The interview was great. I'm just all over the place right now. I'm sorry about that, but I'm trying to get more concise. But her mindset. Myron said it best. Financially, she works from a city girl mindset by turning something negative into a positive outlet that benefits her money-wise. Now, relationship goal-wise, I would say that what she's put out on the internet would not be conducive to her finding a man of the caliber she wants. Because they kept going back to it. It says, Brittany, the caliber of man you want will like somebody who's fit, feminine, friendly, and probably younger than you, because they're easier to mold and haven't gone through all the scars and turmoil you have. She said she started, when she was in college, she dated a broke guy, didn't have enough financial stuff. When she made a little slip too earlier in the show that she was like, you won't date like an average guy. She was like, well, will a lawyer be considered average? Lawyers are one of the top earning and top respected professions at least in our country. So by her saying that, I had a glimpse into her mentality of what a normal guy. And they kept saying, no, you have to get like somebody average if you don't want them to cheat, because they'll understand. Here's the thing: an average person around her age will understand struggle more than her, because she's been out of the struggle. She's been in a different type of environment where it comes different type of problems. I grant you that, but the struggle of a man who's still in the environment of being broke and stuff is totally different. And then we have to understand the level of difficulty for a man is different from a woman as well to get money. If a woman can make 10 bands from just showing her feet pics or sending, just wearing underwear or just doing some weird stuff, there's fetishizers about this. They can make porn. Porn is a $1 million industry because men do not have access to intercourse and all this stuff at a frequent rate. So what do? They substitute it for porn, and that makes money. Women get more money in porn than men because most men are into that. And you see the cycle. The cycle is vicious. So I forgot my main point. I was just going on a rant at that point. I was like, what? So let's talk about it. The interview with Brittany Renner and DJ Akademiks with Fresh and Fit. I thought it was very constructive. I think both parties made their points very well. Here's the thing about Brittany Renner during the interview. When it was just Akademiks and her in the first interview back, that she went wild when he made suggestions and stuff like that. Now, it wasn't really wild, wild, but she got all hype. But here's the thing: Fresh, Fit, and Akademiks was in there, and she was so calm. And I was like, is this because she's she's learned that hey, maybe there are points like she's less emotional with her being there, or because these two, she probably watched them because she seems like a very smart person. Will understand that if she's X out emotionally, that they can pick apart her argument. And it was a very fascinating interview, and I really suggest you go watch it. I think I'm gonna put the link down below so you guys could do it. I don't know. It's just let's go back to her or what she wants. She says she wants a monogamous relationship, and that she feels it's kind of unfair. Like, hey, I still have value as a woman, even though I'm older, even though I have a kid. Um, I still have value. But here's the thing: the mindset from what you've done and your decision making skills do not seem to reflect that you will bring peace to a man's house, home, and more than likely would bring a lot of problems. Let me illustrate. He's a high earning man because that's what she's going for. So he has to deal with a lot of other high earning men in this very competitive market, this dark geek world. You have a kid by another man, so he will never get you 100% because there's a bonding period. So you'll have to do with your kid, and then you'll have to do with your ex, and then you'll never get that 100% bonding with him if he doesn't have a kid. Now, it's one thing if he has a kid and wants you, but if he doesn't, see, and I don't know what she go with a guy with a kid. I would suggest if she's looking for that type of man, she should go with for a guy with a kid, but eh. But going with let's go with how kids. So he won't get you 100% time, but he's busy. He has to do all this other stuff. So you like, I got my son to get me busy, so I won't. We're good, right? He always comes second fiddle. And here's the thing about that: if it was his child that you birthed, he took care of you 9 months, you two will put each other as a family. You cohesive because that child is yours, so he'll understand better. It's like looking at an orphan, and you're single, and you feel bad for the orphan, but you're not gonna take on the orphan because you're not his parent. You're not you don't feel like you're responsible enough for it, and you understand you don't have the level of empathy to put yourself in compromising situation with a person that's not your blood. It's common sense. I do hope that she finds somebody, but I don't know because the two pictures widely show different aspects of her because she her actions is the problem. Social media has painted her as a bong bong gobbling demon, and she herself had painted herself that way with those videos. Like I said, I put the caption up there: her dancing in skimpy outfits, looking like a strip club. I don't know what she did with her hair, but that face, it looks like she just, yeah, they could have did better. And then those knees, like, that is not a good look if you're looking for a potential wife. This is the social media age. I don't understand what people don't get about that. Social media age, your image online matters just as important as your image offline. So I think she'll have to clean up her social media presence. They have people to do that. But nothing ever goes off the internet, so it'll be hard. She can do a social media reform. Like, she can do a lot of stuff that does positive things for her image, like volunteering, starting charities, like promoting a lot of things that help people. And I would say within 3 years, her image will be clean up. Like, she's grown and learned that this is not it. And then if she gives advice to young girls to say, do not be a city girl, or prioritize marriage. But she comes from a broken family too. She said she always wanted that, and I'm like, I don't know. Brittany Renner is a hard case to crack because you have to really dive into it, and once you dive into it, you'll be like, I'm a person that could save her herself because she got the money to get the teachings, the tutoring, the knowledge, and she's like, I'm gonna feel my way through it and stuff. Like, I hate when women say I'm gonna feel my way through. I'm just like, no, don't feel. sit your butt down and think and what is the outcome you want, and think of how you would get it, instead of just like, I know I want this, but I'm gonna feel my, no, that's the pathway towards uh, destruction. And I hope she does better. And it really gets me that she went after a younger guy. Like, I love him. No, no. Here's the thing. You, I think the same reason she got with the young guys, same reason the guys with younger women. It's like they're malleable, they're not jaded and stuff. They're not set in their ways, but it really doesn't work out for women in the long term, because a man must have his morals, his code, in order to be the man that she wants. So by her going for a man that is not set in there, like, he literally just got to the NBA. We understand basketball players. I don't know who, everyone be effing. Like, there's this great podcast called Horrible Decisions. I loathe most of it because it taught women, like, it's been on 5, 10, or for some years. It taught women, because I was listening to it to understand the female mindset, because like Myron said, you have to study women to understand them. I was like, I don't understand these modern women, because they don't seem like they want monogamous long-term relationships. So I listened to them, and they came from poor backgrounds. They were very educated. They got into corporate, and listening to them now and listening to them back then, because like it was a couple years when I was in college, so it's been a minute. So listen to now and listen to them back then. You can see the dynamic shift between them, and you could say like the city girl mentality. They are technically city girls. They call Horrible Decisions for a reason. Go check them out. If you look at their earlier podcasts, they talked about how they were flowed out, how they had indiscriminate sex with other guys, how they went by feeling and stuff. Thinking, I'm like, you could. Mandy had trust issues. Wheezy, Wheezy is just like, she was just a freak. And to be perfectly honest with you, they've talked on other podcasts of how they don't really gel with each other. They went to therapy together, and it seems to me that, I don't know how to say this. I'm not going to talk about it. All I would say is that, to me, they taught women how to be dysfunctional. They accepted their sexuality, but then talked about it and said, like, we're going to, no. What you teach as a couple versus what your kinks, like promoting women to just go out and have sex with other men, promoting toys and stuff like that, like negative side effects of the modern age, and we can see it in their personal lives. Like, here's the thing: if Weezy or Mandy ever get married, I'll be surprised. Why, you say? Why would you be surprised if they get married? Because of how open they were, and to get to that point of both of them finding a partner, you understand that most men, even if they make money, would not look up to them, because they understand their wife's sexual past, and they'd be like, you married her? Okay. Like, I respect the hustle, but they understand, they are the epitome of, we wanted money and success. Now that we got it, we just want person to be with, a family. And I'm like, I don't see that reason. It's the same thing with Brittany Renner. Your social and digital imprint matters, and you should really look after it. I'm gonna end this here because I feel like I've been going on a ramble, but I'll put the links down below for the Akademiks podcast and the videos top right of hers, so you can see what I'm talking about. Thank you for listening. Hit that like, subscribe, and have a nice day.